Welcome back to Art with Ryan. So today we're going to be talking about something really fun. It's the Giacometti retrospective at the Guggenheim. So you're going to see us talk about some things that are some of his older works, and we're going to get to where some of his newer things and some unexpected things, and we're going to talk about a few things that are really interesting about some of the pieces that we see. And I'm going to talk to you about some things that I did not even know that he did. So before we get into it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and go ahead and hit the notification bell so you can find out when we're doing new and exciting episodes. So let's begin. So this is what, if you're not familiar with Giacometti, this is kind of what we think of when we think of Giacometti. It's these kind of black and white type paintings. But yet, he did color paintings at the beginning of his career. So the Guggenheim has two paintings of these. They have this one here of the hillside, and they also have one of his brother. One thing I really like about this exhibit is that it shows a spackling of his influences that he's clearly influenced by, and that you see this is not where he lands. He goes to something more that we know of, like this. So the next four pieces are going to be some small works. That these are the earliest works that we know that he works in, that kind of really dark scale, that boxed in. He really likes that cube shape. Also, if you look at some of these, where I'm going to zoom in on them in a second, is that most of these are cut panels, and that when we zoom in on them, you'll see that there's a lot of fraying, there's a lot of he's cut this down, he's cut this down, he's cut this down, he's cut this down. So there's a lot of things that are happening in these works. So this one right here, you can see just the aggression. And then on the left side, you can see where he's drawn several boxes. And then he's painting on top of paintings, on top of paintings, on top of paintings, on top of paintings. And he keeps constantly working it. He's not one to just let things be. Now this one here, if you look at it, you can see underneath the figurative work that's right there in the center. If you look on the right side of it, you'll see, hey, look, there is a face. So clearly he had painted something, didn't like it, and here he is trying to paint over it. Now these are really exciting to me because I did not know that Giacometti did floral or fruit or landscape pictures. And these are the four that I took pictures of, so go and look. And then here is something that's very indicative to me of a Giacometti. So I believe this is called Caroline Seated. So there are three different versions of it at the Guggenheim. So Giacometti painted this 3 times. So the thing that I like about this is I'm seeing different sizes of his work, but he liked his models to sit still so that he could work out a composition. And you'll see that through these images that he's really working, he's really struggling to put things together. So I really enjoy that he's working on these things and trying to put, a finishing touch or, putting them together. This one's probably my favorite out of the 3. It's the thing that seems the most finished of his work. Giacometti is brilliant at what he does, and he does other portraits in the same room. There is another portrait of this guy right here. And you see, it's again, you can see that he's kind of like scribbling things out. Now this is what he's really known for, is these really dark, cropped in paintings. And you can see on these are all on canvas that has not been cut. This is a canvas size that he's stretched. But there's a fun story about Giacometti, and that he would take canvases that he did not like, and he would cut them down and cut them down and cut them down until there's things that he did like. He tried to do things that were a little more, I'd say, he liked to self-edit, let's just say that. But Giacometti also really liked to draw. And so here's one of his drawings that he did of a sketch of a friend of his. This is probably one of the best sketches that I saw there of his work. There is also a video of him working, and it seems really forced and awkward. It's very funny to watch. Highly recommend it. Another one of Giacometti's things that he does is he does these group scenes. Like, this is his mother in his studio. And I was kind of fascinated that he didn't have these kind of like forced, natural kind of compositions that I'm more accustomed to seeing. Like, these are the things that I've seen him do for years and years and years. Kind of like the portrait right here. This is something that I'm used to seeing him do all the time. But it was also fun to see this nude that he had done as well. I think Giacometti's one of those artists that he can go from a lot of things and he can do a lot of things. And I really enjoy his work. Again, this is an exhibit currently at the Guggenheim. I believe it ends in September. So go back and look at the exhibit. Now, I did none of his sculpture because that's what he's the most famous for. And these paintings are some of his like lesser known works. And even amongst them, there are lesser knowns of the lesser knowns. So go ahead and enjoy. And also don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and go ahead and hit the notification bell about future upcoming episodes. Again, thanks for joining Art with Ryan.